Hello everybody, this is Bloody Sword here yet again with another StarCraft 2 replay loss analysis. It is going to be a TvZ on Korhal Sky Island, I believe this map is called. And it is going to be a game where I lost to some, it was like a roach type all-in, and then it was followed up with some ling aggression, and then I was just not able to properly deal with all the units that he was throwing out at me. My macro and follow-up was just very poor, and then I ended up losing this game. Okay, so into this game we go. Going to be speeding things up because the beginning of this game is quite boring. I'm going to be going for a barracks expand, going to be going for that Reaper, and then harassing his line and seeing if I can get some crucial scouting information. I thought he was going to be doing this, the hatchery on the low ground, so I started a Marine, but then I realized that there was nothing there, canceled the Marine, and then started up the Reaper. The Reaper is going to be getting here immediately, starting the reactor, and then getting the expansion out. A little bit delayed here. Again, nothing is perfect when we are looking at my replays. Overlord is going to be over here. I don't deal with that, and it does eventually get a nice scout out. I'm going to be speeding things up again. My Reaper does get some crucial information here, and he is going to be trying to pick away at this. Some micro is quite poor by me. I think I get like a drone kill before he gets a couple of Zerglings out, and then I'm going to have to run away here. I see the inject on the Queen, so I'm going to try and like poke at something, but again, unable to do too much. Back at home, I have a couple of Marines being produced. I swap out and build 2 more barracks. I'm going to be going with the 3 barracks opening. I don't have that orbital command yet, and that is going to be quite delayed here. Orbital command is going to be used, and no SCVs are going to be produced here. He has a couple of Zerglings, and they are just going to be doing a lot of damage here. I have a couple of hellions, and they're eventually going to be clearing everything up because these are slowlings, but I just did lose quite a bit from that. I don't believe that I'm producing a supply depot, and because of it I'm going to get supply blocked here in a second. Have a couple of hellions out, and I'm going to see this scouting, or the drone going to the 3rd base, so I know that he's trying to do something like expanding, some sort of expanding, so I'm not too worried about that. But there are a couple of Zerglings here, and I'm able to pick a few off. I'm just going to be doing a light contain while I get my tech up. Going to be starting my factory, or starport right next to my reactor factory. And here comes all the hellions, just checking the base again. And a bunch of Zerglings and roaches are at right there. They do almost get a surround on my hellions, but luckily I was able to run away in the nick of time. And going to just be producing a lot of Marines here. Going to be eventually going to this 3rd base again, just checking in. See, he has like 5 roaches, and he was able to kill my Reaper and stuff, but I know he has 5 roaches, and I have more than enough units to deal with a very small attack like this, or just like this, but I wasn't sure or aware of the follow-up afterwards. So factory is going to be swapped off with the starport going to be starting the double medevac production. I don't have my gas on my natural expansion, but I feel like that's fine because I need more Marines, and I do not know about this attack. I eventually see it and I'm like, oh crap, need to run back to my main base, try and target fire a couple of banelings, and the banelings just go all the way into my main base. I focus on this army, and let's see how many workers he does kill right here, and this is 3 banelings, so yeah, he kills 21 workers, which I really didn't need to lose. I delayed his 3rd quite a bit, so my economy is pretty good. Him killing off all this stuff is pretty good for him, but it's not, I don't feel like it was going to end the game. All I need to do is a bit of kiting with all my units, and especially with stem pack, this is going to be quite easy for me. I'm going to be killing off a couple of roaches with those widow mines, and with that, this push thing is going to eventually end. I'm going to be able to reestablish my natural expansion, going to be calling down some mules, and now I'm just going to be getting ready to push out of my base. I'm going to see this counterattack again with the medevacs, so I'm just going to be pulling back, waiting for the roaches to come in. Going to be just stimming, kiting away, and stimming, kiting away, just constantly doing that. A couple of banelings get in my line, kill off a couple of workers, but it's nothing like the last attack, so I'm able to just push him away. I have good production. I eventually get the reactor on the factory, and I'm going to be starting those widow mine productions. Eventually kill off this overlord, and everything is so far so good. I feel like I have too much gas at this point, and I'm just now starting my 2nd engineering bay and my armory. I feel like this is a mistake. I don't feel like I should be getting this engineering bay and armory unless I already have my third base at least started or established, and I do not have either of those. So this probably it should be delayed a little bit because upgrades really don't mean anything if you don't have the units to back it up. So I see a bunch of banelings morphing in, going to be just spreading out these widow mines, going to be stimming in, killing off a bunch of these banelings that are morphing in, and they're slow banelings, I see that, so this base is pretty much good as dead, and I'm pretty happy with that, killing off a couple of roaches as they spawn as well here. He should have cancelled those, but again, a little stutter step is going to be able to let me pick off that. And again, just looking at these upgrades, they're quite delayed, not getting it for quite a long time. Eventually start this third base, but that's kind of late. These widow mines are eventually going to be placed down, but not before I lose quite a few units. And again, since these are slow banelings, I can just stim and kite back and forth all day, especially since I have like 5 medevacs, even though they're kind of out of energy. This command center is going to be finishing up, and I'm going to be going in here yet again. I have good widow mines, so again, just going to be cutting in and out. He still doesn't have any baneling speed, and he's starting it right now. Has +1/+1 on the way, but my +1/+1 is already done. He has some overseers to finally see my widow mines, but I think I'm going to be okay for the moment. He eventually overpowers this, and I have to run away with my units, but I'm just going to be keeping up the pressure. I have way too much gas right here, and I'm not producing any more SCVs, and this is really what's like slowing down my production. I have a good amount of barracks here, and I even threw down a couple more, and I think I should have one more barracks would really make me happy, but because I don't have any more SCVs and I didn't produce after I lost that many SCVs at the beginning of the game, I am just throwing myself farther and further behind here. See another drone that's going to be trying to throw down his third base here yet again, and I'm unable to kill it. So I see his attack, and because I didn't produce widow mines or enough widow mines, that is going to be killing off this push as well. Some banelings going to be rolling into my third base. I see that, but not a lot I can do. So I tried to split at the last moment, but that's not going to be doing too much. He kills off a couple of marines with those banelings, and he is now prepping up for another counterattack. I just delayed his third base a lot, but I don't have enough SCVs and stuff to constantly produce and make enough units. Mules are nice, but I don't have enough SCVs to give me the nice stable income that I would really like. I'm eventually starting 3 SCV production, but this is quite late. Starting my +3/+3 as his +2/+2 is just about to finish, but I'm quite behind now. If we look at the units tab, I have 42 SCVs to only his 53 drones, so I guess I'm not that far behind, especially since I have mules, but anyway, the supplies are going to eventually be clearing up here, and there's where his other base was. I should have established a 4th base quite earlier than this, by the way. I'm now just going to start that. SCVs transferring to the 3rd base as well. I really don't need any more gas, so I'm kind of happy that I don't have any guys manning in here, but it feels like it's a waste regardless. So he has a lot of zerglings, a lot of zerglings, and a lot of banelings, and I don't have any widow mines, and with that, I just lose everything in the units lost tab. Oh, he's still far behind. It's just my follow-up and my macro is quite poor, so I guess I need a couple of more barracks here, especially since I've established my 3rd base, and this base is now just finishing up. This counterattack is pretty much going to be killing me. There's not a lot I can do. He's morphing in more banelings, and I just don't have enough widow mines to really deal with all of this. Couple of, changelings are going to be coming in here, but my widow mines are put in the ground too slowly. They get a couple of hits off, but I just don't have enough follow-up to really deal with this. And he has quite a few bases, and since I denied these expansions for such a long time, these mineral patches are quite fresh compared to my mineral patches, which are almost out. So my units were pretty efficient, but they just weren't efficient enough. I didn't have good follow-up. My SCV production was quite poor. I didn't take bases quite aggressively enough, and again, the main thing was the SCV production after I lost all of those to those banelings earlier in the game. If we look at the units lost tab, I've lost 45 workers this game, and I just didn't remake them quick enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed this cast, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. I'm not doing this as regularly as I would want to. Probably daily is going to be pretty impossible for me, but anyway, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.